Hello, this is Paul Rogers, and welcome to Rogers Music Academy. We're on lesson number 5 of our book today. And first, we're going to start off by learning some notes on the 4th string. So, counting your strings, this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We always start by counting from the bottom strings. So, that'll be the 4th. The 3 notes we're going to learn today are D. And then we're going to play an E, which is on the 2nd fret, and an F note, which is on the 3rd fret. Okay? So on exercise 24, the tab part, we're going to play like this. So I used my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret and my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Also note that we are using a down, up pick motion the whole time. If you noticed right above the tab, there's a down, up arrow, and that shows you which way your pick should be pointed as we're playing, like down and up. That can be a bit tricky, but the more you do it is fine. There's also a D minor chord. Right underneath that, it's a new chord, so let's learn that today. First finger goes on the 1st string, 1st fret. 2nd finger goes on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. 3rd finger goes on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and you play the 4 strings. I know in the book it says to play the 5th string over, but I only like playing the 4th string over. So let's just do that. That's your D minor chord, okay? Okay, good. Let's move on to the next page. And by the way, I'm moving quickly through these, but I do expect you to take more time with them and rewind the video until you feel comfortable playing these exercises before you move on. Don't just kind of hack your way through it and move on to the next page. Really take some time with these until they feel smooth to you. A good example would be, can you play it 3 times in a row with no mistakes? If you can do it 3 times in a row with no mistakes, then you can move on to the next one. Okay, exercise 25. Let's talk about the tab on this one. It's just using different notes. Also, the counting for this one. The first bar is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, so we got 4 eighth notes and 2 quarter notes. And then the next bar is just all eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it ends with just 1 note on the 2nd string. So I'll play this whole thing for you so you can see what it sounds like. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There is a repeat sign at the end of that 2nd bar, so if you want to repeat there and go back and play the beginning and then play the end, that's okay too. Let's play the chords now. So before I play the chords, let's play the rhythm pattern in the right hand. It's in that gray box in the corner. So it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that's going to be our strumming pattern. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's go over the chords. There's a C chord. We're going to pivot over to our D7 chord, then a D minor chord, followed by a G7 chord. Note that when you play a D minor chord, your 1st finger is already in the right spot for a G7. So really, you can just switch these 2 up here from a D minor to a G7. So another tricky thing about this is there are 2 chords per bar. So what we're going to do is play 1 and 2 and switch a chord and play 3, 4. So it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's repeat that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's end with a C chord. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 Very good. Next, turnaround progressions. Let's go into our E minor chord, which is just 2 fingers. They're both on the 2nd fret, fingers 2 and 3 on strings 5 and 4. Okay. So we got turnaround in the key of G major, which is exercise 26, and the strumming pattern is just 4 strums. This is just getting us used to some of these new chords. I'll play it for you once, starting on a G chord. E minor, C, D7, it's okay if you're not playing these chords as smoothly and as cleanly as I am. Just do the best you can, and if you have some bumps and some rattles and some muted notes, that's okay. They don't have to be perfect to move on. You just want to get pretty close. I mean, if you're nowhere in the near playing the right chord and it's just really bad, then you can work on that some more, but they don't have to be perfect either. I'd say if you can get them about 80% there, then you're doing just fine. Next, 27, turn around the key of G major. I'm not going to play the chords for this one. I'm going to focus more on the tab, but it sounds like this. We have a whole note, which is you play it once, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The next bar is this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. See how that counted? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have a whole note, which is just on the 4th string, 2nd fret. 2, 3, 4, and then these notes have that same little thing we did in bar 2 as we do in bar 4. Next we have on the 3rd string, starting on bar 5, 2nd fret, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have this little move again. That is slightly different than 2 and 4, but the rhythm is the same. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now bar 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play this whole thing for you now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and we'll end with here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. That's turn around the key of G major, and you can play the chords. There's just a G, E minor, C, and D7. The rhythm pattern is this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. Like that. So that's how you play the chords and the rhythm for 27. Moving on, this is a big chapter. We've got a lot to cover. A minor. And once again, I wouldn't move on to any of these until you feel like you've got the other ones pretty well down. But we have an A minor chord. The A minor chord is very similar to a C chord in the fact that the first 2 fingers are the same. It's the 3rd finger that's tucked up on the 3rd string. It creates the A minor. So really a C to an A minor is very much the same thing. Just 1 finger difference. A minor is your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. The 2nd finger goes on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And you play 5 down. 5 strings down. Beautiful chord. All right, so let's talk about exercise 28. There is a C, an A minor, a D minor, a G7, an E minor, all in this one song. So that it moves around quite a bit, and this can be challenging to play on the chords. But once again, we're just trying to get it close. It doesn't have to be perfect. Here's the rhythm pattern: 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Once again, because there are 2 chords in each bar, I'm going to be changing the chord on beat 3. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 That last C there just plays a bar by itself. Okay, so that could be just, you know, a week worth of playing just trying to get that together because there's so many chord changes. Don't get frustrated with that. This is one of the harder parts in the whole book, and it's okay to take your time. This isn't something you just get in a week, but just get close as you can and go slow is the main thing. Go slow. Next, we have the tab, and I'll play that for you. Starts on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and... All right. There are some string jumping parts in this. I think one of the harder parts is on bar 4, where you have a 3rd fret on the 4th string, and then you have to jump past the 3rd string over to the 2nd string and play that note. I think that can be a really strange movement if you're not really used to it. So I would just take these little sections one at a time. I'll play that bar 4 since it's the trickiest one. The rhythm counting is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So it goes 3rd fret, 4th string, and then you play 3 and 4 and. So it sounds like this. Okay, so that's the tab part for that one. And that is it. That is the end of chapter 5. I know it was a big one, and there's a lot to go on there. Really, I thought this chapter should have been split into 2 parts. So if you want to practice it in 2 parts and think of it like 2 different chapters, that's okay, because there's a lot of information on this one. But this should help you out a lot. Remember, go slow, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.